Hello everyone, you're listening to Alternative Revelations with Linda Emanuel. And this is podcast number 41. And I'm going to just do a short broadcast or podcast on AIDS, telling you all about AIDS. I guess I've let that slip. I haven't talked much about AIDS. It's kind of out of the news now, but AIDS is not a true virus. AIDS is a GMO'd mycoplasma with the Visna virus DNA spliced into it, and therefore it attacks the immune system cells themselves. And for your information, the Visna virus is mad cow disease. Now, AIDS is a bioweapon the U.S. Department of Army developed and unleashed on the population through vaccines and hepatitis shots. They unleashed it in Africa in smallpox vaccines, and they unleashed it to the gays in hepatitis vaccines. Now I'm going to set this straight. I'm going to give you an example. If somebody points at a duck and tells you that's a duck, it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck, it is a duck. Well, scientists think that AIDS, or they've been told that AIDS is a virus. And actually, AIDS is actually on the outside, and it looks like it is mycoplasma. And the DNA of a regular mycoplasma is different than the AIDS organism. So they have concluded that since regular mycoplasma looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, but it actually isn't quite a duck, so they've given the name mycoplasma to mycoplasma. They call it a retrovirus. So whenever you hear the word retrovirus, it refers to mycoplasma. These scientists are just brainwashed and told that mycoplasma is a retrovirus. It is not a true virus. It is a cell wall deficient bacterium. And just like mycoplasma infections, AIDS also is a mycoplasma infection. It just specializes attacking the immune system, and there are many ways to kill mycoplasma, which are in my podcasts. Now, I'd also like to do a little bit of forecasting for 2020. The Christ Energy has allowed me to come out with this. So when I say they, I mean the controllers. The people are the handful of people that really control the world. And I am going to do a podcast on this and a couple more podcasts. This is actually mind-boggling when you finally find out the truth. Who pulls the strings? It isn't the Jews. It isn't the Rothschilds. It isn't the Rockefellers. It isn't the bankers. And you might already know who it is, but I'm not going to go into that on this podcast. But these people have plans in 2020. This is going to be another devastating year for America and Europe and other countries. But they're not attacking other countries the same way in America. In America, they're burning out California with direct energy weaponry. I suggest you go to A Plain Truth for You. That's the number 4 and the letter U on YouTube. If it isn't being scrubbed, I might be losing my YouTube channel. YouTube is doing a scrub, so I'm probably going to go to metacafe.com and BitChute. I'm already on BitChute, but they're really culling out the truthers on YouTube. So California is being bombarded with fires. These are man-made. These are not forest fires, and a lot of people already know that. It's very sad to watch what they're doing out in California. So California will be experiencing fake water shortages next year, along with Southwest United States, including Texas. All over the country, there will be power outages. There will be food shortages in the Midwest due to the rain and the weather conditions next year. There won't be food shortages in the northern Midwest. So if you live in these areas where there will be food shortages, you might want to plan on a garden. I believe there will be canned food available. But as far as fresh fruits and vegetables, in the Midwest where I live, our spirit is telling me there will be food shortages. Now, referring to what they're going to do in other countries, I had another previous podcast about the bioweapon they've created and are going to unleash on the world this coming year, 2020. It is a combination of mycoplasma and the Spanish flu influenza virus of 1918, which killed probably about 150 million people around the world back in the 1918 era. And these countries that are going to be targeted are as follows, because I've added some to the list: Holland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Switzerland, Bulgaria, Slovakia, and Spain. Now, the countries I haven't listed in Europe, for some reason, they're going to be safe. They're not going to target Russia, China, India, or Australia with the virus, combination mycoplasma. So you might want to think twice about getting a flu shot next year. It's your choice. I cannot tell you what to do. So that concludes this short podcast about AIDS, setting the record straight about AIDS, and also a little bit of revelations about next year. I probably didn't have any surprises for you. A lot of people are already experiencing these people's wrath on the world. It's about depopulation and control, but there is hope, and there is definitely a solution, a peaceful solution, which I will be talking about in next year in January. There is a way to stop this, to stop these fires, to stop the 5G, to stop these people in their tracks. And it's not through violence, and it's not through anger. It's not about rising up, bearing arms. And there's a peaceful solution. And I'm putting it together. I'm learning as much as I can about it. And in about 3 podcasts, I'll be coming out with it when I actually feel confident about what I am talking about and what I have learned. And also, if you want to learn more about AIDS, you can go to my website, www.lindaemanuel.com. I have on the front page, AIDS Made in America. Yes, it was made in a lab in America at Fort Detrick, part of the bioweapon program to depopulate third world countries and also targeted undesirable groups of people. So again, this concludes this podcast. So please do not lose your cool. I listen to Deborah Tavares a lot, and people are getting ready to rise up with violence. Trust me, this is not the answer. They have weapons that could vaporize us. You want to keep your cool. That is the most important thing. What they do is order out of chaos. So I hope this was educational. Have no fear. God really is in control. God has a hand in this. Keep your faith in God. I do. And if you are seeking guidance, pray to God. Pray to God that God will give you a sign what to do. So until next time, good night and God bless.